Hi chums. I've been really busy. You saw the garden video up a few minutes ago. Well, a couple of hours ago, and I decided to show you what else I was doing. I've been doing quite a lot of turning recently, and I turned this vase a couple of days ago. It's made out of yew, and oh no, yes it is yew, and well, it's hard to say what size it is really. There's a competition for miniatures coming up in September in the Ulster chapter of the Irish Woodturners Guild, and this is what we did the other night. We were just doing a bit of practice, myself and a friend, and we were making little miniatures. Beside it there is a little bowl. Now I haven't taken the bottom off this yet. I'll just zoom in on that. I haven't taken the bottom off the bowl yet because I've done 3 of them and I've gone through the bottom each time. You just sand the bottom off that one this time instead of going cutting through. But it'll be a little Osage orange bowl when it's finished. So I'm just going to pull this back out again and just get myself up to a bit higher, just so I can show you some other stuff that I've been doing. I'm just going to move this in a wee bit if you don't mind. Just give me a wee second. And I'll show you what else I've been at. Really, so you just turn that like that and that down there. Right, I'll just move these out of the way because I don't want to lose them. And if you're doing miniatures, keep your miniatures in a big box. That's like a Chinese takeaway box. And I got loads of these when my mother was home. We used to make our dinners and put them into these and freeze them, and they were real handy because it's just a nice sized portion for her. And I bought about 2,000 of these boxes, and I used about 500 or 600, and then she went into the nursing home, so I've got like 1,500 of these or 1,400 of these boxes left over. So okay, it'll be good for when I go into a nursing home. I hope I never go into a nursing home. My mother is as happy as can be, but I would hate to live in a nursing home. But anyway, that's that. My daughter asked me to make an awl. Okay, that's an awl, or brad awl, whatever it is. Now, this came out of my great grandfather's workshop, which was still in operation until around about the 70s, and it had fallen in disrepair, and the thieves had got in through the back of the workshop over the years and taken all the really good stuff out, the old planes, and it was a huge workshop. There were about 12 or 15 carpenters and joiners in it. You can imagine how many tools I had. So we were going through what was left, and I found this little tool here, and it's got a C on it, and I don't know which one, so that's Charlie or who it would be, but I took it anyway, and I've had it for about 40 years, and I like it. It's a great tooly tool. It's a great handy tool, little awl. So my daughter asked me, she's trying to try some leather work, and she asked me could I lend her a tool that would see her buying one, see did she like this leather craft type thing. She's gone magnetic a bit. There's some filing stuck on the end of it there. So I asked her, she said about borrowing one. I said no problem, but I thought I don't want to send this off over to England and then her send it back and maybe get lost in the post or something. It's not much, but it's just a wee tool I've got very fond of, you know. So I had some bits of yew lying about the house, and I had some old sapele from the remember the bowl, the rune bowl, and there's checks down there. That's what the chalk's for, to show the checks are. A bit of sapele, and I had some old copper pipe, and these are nails out of my grandfather's workshop. I lifted a box of stuff that he was getting man for keeping everything. Well, I suppose everything had a value then, you know, and he kept the nails. So there's a couple of old rusty nails that were in his workshop, and I just keep those. Are handy. It's hard to get good quality nails now, so I kept all the old ones and used them sometimes when I need them. And then what I did with those was I made 2 new bradles, and there's one there. That's the first one is yew, and the next one is sapele. So it didn't turn out too bad. I'm happy enough with those. The yew one is lovely, I think, you know, and they're finished with oil. There's no wax put in these because it'd be too dangerous. So they're just sanded to 120, and then they're covered with oil. And the reason for that is because if you put oil and wax in them, if somebody put that in their hand, their hand could just slip off it, and it could skid and go into their thigh or something if they're working on using an apron on their knee. So you keep them, you keep it fairly sort of rough. Well, it's rough. It feels nice and smooth, but it's actually quite tactile. So it'll mean that if somebody you can put downward pressure and stuff on it without it skidding through your hand. So they're just finished with orange oil. I use that rather than boiled linseed oil because it smells a bit nicer for somebody working inside. They'll be doing this in the house. So rather than have the smell of boiled linseed oil, I used the orange oil instead. The same thing. Any oil do. Liquid paraffin, anything, or mineral oil as the American people call it, will do. So there's the two wee little brad oils. I'm going to send those off to my daughter. Oh, they're falling out of the screen. I'm going to send those off to my daughter on Tuesday. I have a big run to do tomorrow. I have to go up to Glenarm to get my aunt, which is about 60 miles away, and then bring her back to town here to my solicitor, who's a friend of mine. And, well, I don't know if he's a friend, but we are very friendly, put it that way. And he does all my work for me, and I've known him for about 40 years. So he's going to do a will for her, and he does wills for nothing, because he says it saves so much time when people die and so much hassle that it's worth doing it for the sake of the heartache it's not caused, you know. So he's doing a will for her, and then I'll bring her back home again. So I've got a bit of driving to do tomorrow. And then I'll post these off on Tuesday. So that was that. Now, just get something all thing I'm making here. We'll see. Let's move these out of the way. And we're back on the dibbers again. I think I could pull that further out. Yeah, back on the dibbers again. This one's actually going to Australia. And what do you call it? I've got a bit of a deal going on there. So that one's for Australia. And Rob, if you're watching that, that's the one you're getting with a 10 centimeter handle. Quick ruler, yeah. Where are we? Right, there's 10 centimeters at my thumb. Okay, so we got your 10 centimeter handle, and it actually, I'm going to change most of my things, my dibbers from my own. That feels actually very good. So that's it, and then there's 5 centimeter markings on it. So that's going to be winging its way to Australia. I hope they let it in. The Australian borders are very, very, very strict about what they'll allow in, you know. And then a guy called Bob, who goes to the woodturning, very kindly gave myself and Dylan, my friend's daughter, some steel to make push sticks, right? And what they're for is, if you're working at a table saw, it means that you're able to deal with very small stuff without going near the blade, you know. So I just cut the rods in two and put handles on them. Now, he suggested bending them at right angles, but I'm actually finding they're as handy to use just like that. So I'll maybe see how I get on with them, and then get an old coat hanger and make 2 more and bend the coat hanger to see. I don't want to bend these and then wreck them, you know. So that's what I made with your things, Bob. There's my phone going. That's what I want you to make with the things you gave me, Bob. So thanks very much for that. There you are, folks. That's what I've been at. So I haven't been telling lies. I have been busy. There's a lot of other stuff I've done that has gone out of the workshop and away. So that's that. And then I've got one more thing I'm trying to get down to. I must make a pestle and mortar for a guy in America, a very, very kind guy. He sent me, we did a deal, and I haven't kept my side of it yet. But I don't want to make this thing under pressure. I want to do it when I've got time to do it. I don't want to do a rush job on it. So hopefully get into that next week. Okay, all the best now. Bye bye.